Okay, well, I'm looking here at metal detectors. I'm thinking of getting one. The reason being that I live in a very old house. My friends live in very old houses, hundreds of years old, and who knows what is lying under the earth or in the walls. Um, I have stories. I have a friend who has a very nice gun, and he found it in a wall of an old house. It was hidden. It's probably a 150-year-old gun, handgun. Very well made. And of course, he can't tell the police about it because they'll just take it off him. This is Japan, so he just keeps it as an object in his house. But old guns, old coins, mainly gold was what I'm after. These were wealthy households, so it is. There is a possibility that it is their gold, but we've got to start somewhere. We need a metal detector.
Digger.
I'll be a gold digger in my own house and in my friends' houses. And it's just the fun of the chase. Even if there's nothing, if you come up with a piece of rubbish, it's still fun to look for gold. These things are on the internet now. I hate buying things off the internet. I almost never buy things off the internet. But in this case, we'll be forced to buy something off the internet because that's where they are. You want something reasonably sophisticated, but not too. I'm thinking of that one, simply because it looks the best and it has the best price. Well, hello everybody. What do we have here? We have here one Acme Minesweeper, sent to me by Acme mail order. Let's unpack. I've got no idea what this thing's like. Oh, it's quite small. Oh, it looks kind of cheap. It looks kind of cheap. Batteries not included. Hang on, what's that? Oh, batteries are included. Probably last about 10 minutes. Handbook. Is it written in? Well, it's got Nihongo and Eigo. Kinzoku Tanchiki User Manual. Oh God, I'm going to have to stay up and study this. Has a good English. Right, using headphones. There are lots of tricks for this is an analog machine. It uses analog skills, and that's why you can't trust the reviews on these things, because the people who are using them don't know how to use them. They're all amateurs. They haven't read the manual, and they require some skill to use to make them to work properly. So even though this was only a 4-star or a 3-star, I think it was a 4-star. One person even said this is just a toy. I'm skeptical about that. I'm sure he just didn't know how to use it properly. Why did I get this thing in the first place? Well, this is when you live in a 200-year-old house with a very large section, and your friends live in 300-year-old houses with even larger sections. Well, who knows what's lying out there? These things are quite rare in Japan. They never really caught on. Any good potential land, somebody owns it, and you just can't go into people's lands and start searching for stuff. But if the land is your own land, well, that's a different story. And if the land is your friend's land, well, you can quite easily ask permission and say, well, all the takings, just let me look for it, all the takings are yours. They'll agree to that. Anyway, this obviously goes into there. Oh, it's got a plug. It's got a plug which goes into there. Batteries which go into here. Right. We'll look at this closely. I have to sit down and read the manual first. So maybe we'll do this tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll have it all working and we can just start. But I've got to test it out. I've got a little piece of gold which I can use to test gold sensitivity. because that's what you really want to look for. You don't want to just look for nails and pieces of crap like that. Nails and pieces of brass, old cans and things. You want gold. So you have to have a real piece of gold and put it on the ground and see what gold looks like, or see what gold feels like, and practice with the gold and other types of metal, so that when you go into the field, you know just when you've struck gold. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are again on another installment of The Man with Too Many Hobbies. Today's item is this little piece of equipment here. I think you know what we're going to do today. We're going to look for treasure. Now, is there anything in the world that stirs the imagination more, the sense of adventure? Anything more that quickens the pulse more than the idea of treasure hunting in your own backyard? But how about in your own backyard? I've never done it. I've only just got this thing last week. But I've been wanting to do it for a while, because I'm living in a place which is hundreds of years old, on a plot of land which had houses before this one, and a house before that one, and a house before that one, of the same plot of land. Who knows what's buried out there? Could be anything. So anyway, we've got this thing. It's actually not very good. It's just an entry model version. And I tested it out last night. And it only really differentiates between ferrous and non-ferrous metals. So if gold and copper sound the same. Anyway, I'll just show you how to test it out. We've got some dummy samples here. We have some 10 yen pieces, copper. We have some 100 yen, 50 yen pieces, nickel. We have 1 yen pieces, aluminium. We have a couple of nails. And we have the only piece of gold I own, this small coin. It's a South African coin. Gold. Oh, and to top it all off, we have the 1953 Queen Elizabeth's coronation commemoration set of coins, specially minted only for New Zealand. This is a New Zealand only set of coins, minted for the Queen's 1953 coronation tour of New Zealand. Quite rare.
Okay.
Well, let's switch it on. See what happens. Where's this? Okay, let me see. Power. Right, we can just start with that. So let's just put these things on the ground and see what happens. Oh, there are nails under this, so there are nails in the floor, so that's not a very good place to start. Let's go over here. Japanese floors don't usually have nails in them. Tatami floors don't have nails in them. They might have nails in the beams, but let's have a look.
Not very different size.
No, we'll try it here.
Yeah.
Check that there. So there's something there.
Maybe you have your treasure already.
So this section here, we know there's nothing under here. So let's try a few things. 100 yen coin. Aluminium coin. Oh, it's higher. So it does do. So now we know what aluminium sounds like. High noise is aluminium. Lower noise is nickel. What does gold sound like? Oh, it's just the same. Oh. So we won't know whether it's gold or nickel. What does copper sound like? Oh, that's high. Oh, so copper is going to sound the same as aluminium. Oh. Okay, what does a whole treasure trove of coins sound like? Yeah. It doesn't work on that angle. It might confuse the whole thing. Okay, here we are at our treasure hunt. The beginning or the end of the treasure hunt. We don't know how this is going to turn out, so we have two versions ready for you. Well, not ready, I'm just making them up. Depending on what we find. Okay, version 1. Well, that was absolutely fantastic. I never knew we would find anything like that. I mean, it just goes to show that perseverance pays off, and you should never give up, because you never know what you're going to find in these places. And I'm so glad that I got this thing. Even though it's cheap, it really did a good job. Version 2. Version 2. Well, unfortunately today, we didn't find anything. We just came out with rubbish. Really, looking for treasure in an old house is silly. You'll never find anything. It's just a waste of time. This thing's a piece of rubbish. It takes time and trouble. I've wasted all my money on this piece of rubbish. I think I'll just end it here. I won't do any more searching. Okay, yesterday I actually went round and looked for likely spots using this thing. I've got a spot here which is giving me mixed signals. Let's have another look at and see what we have here. Switch this thing on. So there's nothing here. So this bit looks fishy, this bit here. Now also it's interesting to note that this block here, this is actually where the original safe was. This was an accounting house here, and this is where the safe sat. So if you're going to bury anything, of course you want a landmark so you know where to dig it up again. So, but then again, I'm getting mixed signals here. I don't think I'll find anything here, but let's dig anyway. Got a lot of roots here. You mightn't get... what's this? Oh, a piece of rusty steel. This is probably it. Let's have another look. Yes, and my beeps have stopped. So I'm sorry, folks, but that's all it was. Piece of rubbish. Right, likely spot number 2. Something here. Right, let's dig. The ground here might be a bit hard though. Oh, you hear that? Oh, it's hitting something hard. Well, it's just a stone. That can't be it, it's just a stone. That's just a stone. Oh. A horseshoe. Part of a horseshoe. That's all we got, unfortunately. But at least we know it works. Part of a horseshoe. I think that's it, I think. Let's try it again. So there may be more of it down at about here. It's probably the same thing, just broken up. Oh. Tree roots. Yeah, bits of the same metal. So, well, that's all we got that time. Horseshoe. Certainly old though. I think that's got to be a horseshoe. I mean, look at the shape of it. It would have been round like that. So they had horses. There's even a nail in it. So there would have been horses here. Put all that back. Not much luck. All we're getting is shit metal. And now we are at our third and final spot for today, this one here. Note that they've always been beside large old trees. People tend to lean on trees, have their lunch beside trees. Many of the finds will be beside large trees. If somebody buried something deliberately, they would likely bury it beside a large tree. Let's have a look at this one. So something about the point of this plant here. Let's dig. Oh, I've hit something already. Something hard. Oh. Oh, we can see it already. There's something metal here. Oh, it looks like a pair of scissors. Up. What? What on earth is this? Let's get a look at that. I think it's just a stake. Is it a stake? It might have been a stake for this tree when it was small. Well, certainly the largest object we've found today. Oh, that's going down very deep. That is very deep indeed. I don't think we have to get that out. I think that'll snap if I just keep bending it. That's probably the original stake for this tree when it was small. As you know, this is snow country, and so when trees are small, you have to stake them out and put poles against them to stop them being bent and crushed by the snow. So there you have it. Three times we've struck steel every time. No precious metals. So in that case, it's roll, speech, number 2. Well, unfortunately today, we didn't find anything. We just came out with rubbish. Really, looking for treasure in an old house is silly. You'll never find anything. It's just a waste of time. This thing's a piece of rubbish. It takes more time and trouble. I've wasted all my money on this piece of rubbish. I think I'll just end it here. I won't do any more searching.